The chair now recognizes Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Chairman Mike McCall and Ranking Member Greg Meeks. And we certainly appreciate the service of each of you and the other veterans who are here today. And I agree with President Donald Trump, and that is that the Afghan abandonment was the most colossal military and foreign policy mistake in the history of the United States. We had 13 of our service members murdered. We have had an unknown number of our allies and Americans left behind in Afghanistan to the murderous Taliban. It's inexcusable. I had the opportunity to visit with our troops 10 times in my service, and I saw the great work that you did. First of all, the veterans of Afghanistan, you kept us safe for 20 years after 9/11, and we should have learned from 9/11 that Osama bin Laden operated out of a cave in Afghanistan. We're setting our country up, Colonel, as you identify, with 27 different terrorist groups in a safe haven to attack America again. And the thought that we would not have had, as Congressman Smith and I were just talking about, President Trump made it clear that he would maintain Bagram Air Base. With that in mind, my 10 visits, I first went and there was rubble. The Soviets had destroyed the country up to the just one lane of traffic. I saw the roads clear. I saw the roads paved. I saw the sidewalks built. It was so inspiring to see young boys going to school in groups with baseball caps, and then to see young girls going to school in white scarves. We saw a society being developed, and then sadly, it was abandoned. It's personal to me. My National Guard unit, the 218th Brigade of the South Carolina Army National Guard, served for a year in Afghanistan with the Adjutant General Bob Livingston, and it was so inspiring. Our troops were all over the country in small outposts, and they developed a great affection for their Afghan brothers. And then I'm grateful my youngest son, First Lieutenant Hunter Wilson, served for a year in Afghanistan as an engineer. So it's very personal to me, and that's why I just consider it so disgraceful, the betrayal of the people of Afghanistan, the betrayal of the service by NATO allies, by American troops. And disgracefully, on August the 26th, the President had a press conference, and I want to quote what he said. "The military have all contacted me, usually by letter, stating that they subscribe to the mission as designed." End of quote. I, that day, sent a letter to the President asking him for copies of these letters. I know the letters don't exist. I have faith in the American military. And so every 2 months I've been asking for the letters. I've never got a response. And it would seem like to me the American media might be interested too. Where are these letters that designed this disgrace, which has paved the way for war criminal Putin to threaten and to invade Ukraine, to threaten by the Chinese Communist Party, to threaten Taiwan, to provide for the mullahs in Tehran, to plan for the vaporization of the people of Israel and the vaporization of the people of the United States. With that in mind, I'd like to ask a question to Sergeant Vargas Andrews and to Specialist Gunderson. Were the troops given clear and consistent direction as to who should be granted entry into the airport?
Can you say that one more time, Congressman, please? Your question.
The question I have is, were you given clear and consistent direction as to who should be granted entry into the airport, and did the State Department fulfill their responsibility to properly screen and admit Afghan allies?
Well, thank you for the question, Congressman. I cannot speak to the State Department and how they did. I know that the Marines down at Abbey Gate and I looked for SIVs and blue passports, but I don't think I was ever given, from my leadership, a direct guidance, like this is who we were pulling out and this is who we're not.
Well, you did your best, and Sergeant.
Myself, I know for a while at the gate, a lot of guys had no idea what even special immigrant visas even looked like. Took people asking, higher-ups asking, because they were look for this and look for passports. We know what passports look like. The majority of people know what passports look like, but as far as special immigrant visas, it was probably 4 days into the gate before I started seeing them.
Again, thank you all, and Mr. Lucier, thank you. I appreciate your family. Best wishes on your continued success. Thank you. I yield back.